So what we got today? There's some. This isn't like super. I guess like groundbreaking stuff, but apparently there is some drama, some stuff going on with Marvel Rivals and the modern, and apparently it's cooking the modern audience. I haven't heard much about this. I saw this in my For You page a couple of days ago, and I was like, yeah, let's watch it. Let's see what this is about. I actually have started playing it just a little bit. I don't play a fuck ton. I was really enjoying Black Panther myself. Yeah, I've been very much enjoying this game, and I'll probably play more. Who knows? Maybe I'll play some on stream, but that will probably be in the future. And for now, let's get right into this. This is by our boy, our main legend, the legend themselves, Rev says the It's Rev. Yeah, let's go.
Guys are up here. So today we're going to be talking about several different stories involving Marvel, beginning with Marvel Rivals, which has been off to an amazing start. You can see the in-game player count right now, over 300,000. In fact, ever since its release, it's actually starting to gain momentum back over the past week.
I've been seeing a lot of people, like even a lot of like streamers playing it, and I think that helps out a lot when any game's popularity and for it to have a survivability is for it to be, for it to appeal not only to like your average player, but to appeal to the streamers to a degree. If you appeal to gaming streamers, they're gonna play your game. They're gonna be showing it to their audience. The audience are gonna want to play it. They're gonna download it. They're gonna play it as a result, and that's how you start to build some traction. It's kind of like free advertisement. Let's be honest. For example, I watch Moist Critical and stuff like that. His streams, he's been grinding for Grandmaster. Literally every single stream, he's been grinding for Grandmaster pretty much. Well, he was grinding for Grandmaster until he actually hit it, and then he took a little bit of break, but he played it the other night. So, yeah, and he has usually a large audience watching him. Usually around a couple tens of thousands on Twitch, and then I don't know usually what his viewer count on YouTube is. I usually watch him on Twitch anyways, which is good content for him, but it also helps out the game, makes the game look fun, which it is. It is a fun game. So that's why people start to play it.
Game. It's fun to play. It also has very appealing character designs.
Yep, very good character design.
In this modern day of gaming.
I agree. So I think that they're right with all this, and I think the fact that it is very appealing to the eye is another reason as to why I'm saying that, like, if you have streamers happy and they enjoy playing it, they'll play it for a while, they'll come back and they'll play it again, and like their chat seems to have fun watching them do it. I mean, nowadays I don't trust gaming journalists. I don't look at any type of like gaming website for a idea as to what games might be good, because I feel like it's all biased. I watch streamers.
Pretty much a formula for success.
Monkey see, monkey do.
A lot of hype is surrounding this game, like I said, because of the appealing character designs. You can see the latest announcement that they're bringing in the Fantastic Four, and of course they look great. You can see Sue Storm here. She looks very good. Even the Thing looking pretty badass, right? That's what people want. They want attractive female character designs, and they want badass male character designs. It's really that simple. However, a lot of people are blown away. Wow, we're getting so many new heroes coming to the game. That's really awesome. Well, to everyone except the gamer.
My God, game journalists. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I'm saying. You go to game journalists and they say the exact opposite of what literally everyone else is saying. Gamers, streamers, they're talking about how they think that this is that the trailer was a really fun trailer. They like the character designs, all this stuff. And then you have a game journalist say, yeah, but like they're objectifying women and has too many heroes for its own. Oh my God. Okay, let's see where it goes.
That they have too many heroes in this game. Yes, you will never make a games journalist happy.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Seeing some of the reaction to the
wait, that's even dumber. That's even dumber in my opinion. You're saying there's too many heroes in a hero shooter? In Overwatch 2. There's currently 42 characters in Overwatch 2. And Tekken has 32 players. And in the Tekken 8 base game. Available DLC. Tekken 8. Okay, that was a little weird to change. Apparently, it changes with the games. But yeah, games that gamers do not dislike options at all. Gamers love when the company gives them options on who they can play and all that. What they don't like is when there's a broken mechanic in a game that causes one character to be better than every single other character. Now, but relatively speaking, I think it's a really well balanced game, and I think that every one character, every hero is in some way has like an OP ability.
You will never make a games journalist happy. But also seeing some of the reaction to the character designs, it's really funny.
Some cool designs. Like this video.
Yeah. Why is everyone horny for Squirrel Girl?
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so. That is true. Real quick, like let's see what he has to say.
Why is everyone horny for Squirrel Girl? Because she's attractive. There, I just saved you 2.5 minutes. But like seriously, like people are shell shocked. They're like actually blown away that a game from a major IP actually has some attractive character designs.
See, this is actually, and this is also another thing. I had this conversation with my friend recently, my best friend actually, because he's been playing Marvel Rivals too, and he actually said how he hated how there were people that were like gooning and like obsessing over Squirrel Girl, like basically talking about how like they want to do stuff with Squirrel Girl, being degenerate. And he was like, that's so weird. It's so cringe. Like, why do people do that? And I'm like, listen, that's just like, there are people out there that are going to do that. It's kind of like with everything, you know, the best way I could explain it was that it's the same with extremists and like political groups and shit like that. There will always be people in some type of community that are really eccentric and take stuff to another level. Now, if you don't like that, you could block them, not listen to them, do all that, leave the community. There's all these type of things that you can do to that way you don't have to be around that if it's really bothering you that much. But it is happening because it's just a fact of life. It's a fact of society. It's something that happens regardless. There will always be some level of extremist people that take a thought or take something too far. Before Marvel Rivals was even a game, people were already gooning and talking and like gooning about fucking superhero women and stuff like that. They were always sexualized. They always looked unrealistic. They were always meant to be like something that young boys, because that's who superheroes appeal to, were younger boys. It was always supposed to be that for them because that's kind of the main idea. So yeah, I don't know. I obviously don't like the fact that people sexualize it. I don't sexualize a fucking video game character really, because whatever. I don't care. I don't care about it. But it happens. It's just gonna happen. It's part of the internet. And as someone that's basically grown up like on the internet and grown up around like with the internet, it's just, I can say it's just something that happens.
That's how low the bar is right now. And of course, talking about these character designs, there have been some comparisons, and they are wild. So people are comparing the designs of Marvel Rivals versus Marvel's Avengers.
I've actually seen this.
And it's not even close, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see Black Widow.
Yeah, like, come on. That's just like, that's bad. That's bad. And there are people that are like, oh, it's for realism. It's like, these are superheroes, you know? Superman built like an actual T. Built like a triangle. Black Widow built like an hourglass. It's just kind of how her motif was. So to say that like you're going for like a quote unquote more like realistic style, you're putting realism in something that isn't real.
For example, I mean, what are we even talking about here? There are people on Twitter. There's people on Twitter who will look you dead in the eye and say this on the right is objectively better looking than on the left. Even though, truth be told, everyone would pick this over this. Yeah. Pretty much everybody, right? You can like this, but you have to understand why a lot of people would be, they would more prefer something like this.
I see what he's saying, and I agree. I mean, like, I would prefer this character. I think most people would prefer this character. I just don't like this character. I'll be honest with you. Not only on the basis of like she's not as attractive as the other one, but on the basis that like the actual design itself just doesn't look that good. You know what I mean? This looks like this almost looks like a tracksuit type of thing. This looks like, so it looks like something that you would buy at a costume store. This outfit.
Curvy, it's cute. On the right, it's flat. She's got broad shoulders. Even like her hair looks flat. It's just not appealing. And then you have the Hulk. I mean, look at this. This one's weird because I can't even like pinpoint exactly what's wrong. I just know it's wrong. Like this doesn't look.
I mean, the fact that he's gray, the fact that I'd say the biggest thing is the fact, for me, it's the coloration. Like, proportionally wise, I mean, I don't mind Hulk not being like this, you know? Like, this version of Hulk is Hulk with a fucking bodybuilder, with like your classic Hulk physique, bodybuilder type physique in the comics. This is more of a realistic bodybuilder. I'm not gonna lie, but there are versions of Hulk where he doesn't like have a thin waist. He has like a more thicker waist because that's like meant to be the inspiration for it. I think it's honestly because this is more of a grayish green, and this is more of a blue, a greenish gray, and this is more of a bluish gray. This is actually, so this is me being as impartial as I can. But I don't really like how this face looks. I don't think that looks good. I think Bruce Banner's face, like the regular Bruce Banner face, looks really good. I don't think this looks good. I think this looks good because this actually reminds me of like the movies. This face reminds me of how the movies looks. Now, one more thing that I'm not sure might just be how the hands are positioned and all that. But these hands, they look like they fit the body better than these hands. Like, these hands need to look like they need to be either a little bigger and a little more muscular. These hands are more muscular. Yeah, they're small in comparison to like the forearm and everything, but I don't know. They just look better proportionally than this does.
Good. And that's really all there is to it. Here's another one with, my God.
Yeah, I hated this one. I absolutely thought this was stupid. This is like a cosplay costume style of fucking Iron Man. This looks like an Iron Man costume you get from Wish. This actually looks good. Like, this looks like a suit of armor that a superhero would be in, you know? I don't know. There's a lot of different colors, a lot of different, what's the word I'm looking for? Details. There we go. There are a lot of little details in this armor that just give that extra little bit of oomph, an appeal to the people that are playing it. Whereas this one, yeah, this really, you know what this reminds me of? So you want to know what this fucking secondary suit here reminds me of? I don't know. I might be dating myself here, guys, but if you know Total Drama, there's a character in the later seasons whose name is Cameron, who's like, he's a nerd, he's a geek and all that, but he actually ends up creating a fucking like Iron Man suit. That reminds me of this.
I mean, this is a suit you get for $15 at Spirit Halloween. Like,
yeah, okay, there we go. Same thing.
Embarrassing. And there's some more examples. Let's check them out.
Holy shit! Right, why does he look like that?
See Thor on the left, actually kind of looking like Arthas from World of Warcraft. It's looking very good.
Yeah, I could see that. This armor looks, I guess, is probably no. Actually, no. This armor definitely isn't more accurate. This does not look like the attire that they wore. This looks more like Roman gladiator, and then on top of that, he looks like a fucking crackhead type of gladiator
right
gladiator
here, this guy just
armor.
Looks like a sad alcoholic. Like it's
yeah,
weird.
he
Why
is a sad alcoholic too.
Obvious downgrade. And then here we have Captain America, and it's just like it's unbelievable
the Captain.
What they're doing here. Because of the helmet, I mean, it goes from looking really cool over here to looking special. I mean, it's just the
playing devil's advocate here on this one. I think this one looks better for like a war type of Captain America. This does look more kind of like what his outfit was when he was actually going to war, and Captain in the classic Captain America fashion, because he wasn't wearing like this is a modern suit of armor, you know? This is a modern suit of armor. This is like the armor Captain America would have worn when he was actually in the trenches fighting and shit like that. That's kind of what I see, and that's like the devil's advocate I'm playing here. That if we're talking about time periods, if we're gonna bring in like a little bit of that to a degree, this does look more like a Captain America that would be in the actual trenches of a war, which is what he was before he actually joined Marvel and joined the Avengers. Well, before he joined the Avengers and everything. Whereas this guy looks like he looks like he's an Avenger. He looks like he's from the future rather than from the past.
The way it is. And then on top of that, look at this one.
Yeah, this is bad. This one's just bad. This one's just really, 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 really bad. I think this is such a cool design. Like, they really cooked with Hawkeye. They really cooked. They gave him a lot of interesting details on his outfit, the fucking mask, and then the slight, I guess you could say, like, cape type thing over his shoulder. Whereas this is like, what is this who was this supposed to be a reference to or anything like that? This literally looks like it came from like a costume shop.
This is crazy. This is either two things. Either a self-insert, a wild self-insert.
A wild self-insert there. Hey! You know what? Fuck it, I'm playing this game later. After stream. I'll play some later. I have this game. I've finally been playing it, so.
Or this person just hates the designer because they nerfed his. Basically, his entire look, they got rid of the hair, the muscles, the suit.
Everything.
It's just awful. It's just very unappealing. And here's another one.
The hair, the muscles.
Look at this guy. What do they do?
Why are they? Why does it look like Slim Shady, but with like if he wore like a Hawkeye suit from Etsy?
Looks like he sells used jet skis. He looks like a guy who's in his 40s and still hangs out at frat houses. Like, this is very strange stuff. Here's one that actually is somewhat decent, but then the second go at it, again, looking a little weird. Decent, but then...
I actually would disagree with that to a degree. And it's a similar reason kind of with why I would say Hulk. It looks one of the Hulk looks a little better than the other. Is because this one looks better because it's more toned. And it has more detail. Here, not so much, I'll be honest. Like, again, it could be the picture. Like, that looks, like, you can see that it's there. It's just very not prominent. I think it gets, like, the textures just don't work with the details here.
Here's one that actually is somewhat decent.
This one's going a little more for accuracy on certain, like, aspects of things. Even if it doesn't look good. Whereas this one's just going straight for a good looking character, like in everything. Like, this is not 100%. This is not like the original OG style of Spider-Man insignia that we all know. This isn't the regular suit that he usually wears. This is. Like, I had a toy when I was a kid of like a Spider-Man shit. Looked exactly like this.
Decent, but then the second.
And then, again, with this one, I actually think the other one, I still think this looks better than this suit. I will say this is it's better than this suit. But this suit is better than this suit. And then the next one here is definitely better than this suit.
Again, looking a little weird. Just a little off. The vibe is off. But look at this. You have Black Panther. On the left, looking great. On the right, this looks like a GIMP suit. It's a totally different vibe.
Yeah, he's right about that. Here, like, Man's right about that. I also would say with this, yeah, I agree completely.
Vibe. And then here, like, again, as everyone says,
yeah,
they want more black characters. Here's a black character, and you make them look really good. This is great representation.
Also, it looks really accurate. I mean, not only that, it looks really accurate. Like, if you see, again, if you go to the comics, This is kind of more accurate. This is more aligned with what his actual outfit looks like. It's because, again, he's supposed to take on the motif of like that animalistic beast type of thing. That's kind of like the whole point.
Opportunity on something that could have been cool. And here's the last one. I don't know really what
Bucky.
they're doing here. This just looks very unimpressive. Looks like also Professor Snape. I don't know who let him.
It does. Holy shit. I was like, what does that face look like? He's so fucking right. Dude, they fucking put Professor Snape as Bucky. My guy. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. I do like his gun more, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I like the bigger gun more than the little gun. That's just me. Like you said, looks like Professor Snape. And then on top of that, I would have made these arms a little thicker. Why would you still have like a really thin chicken noodle arm?
See you. But anyways, that is the whole debate surrounding this. And because people label me as a misogynist for talking about some of these female character designs, let's hear from an actual
they're always
woman
people.
here.
Yeah, they're always people that say that's
Here's
fucking
what she had
stupid.
to say. Intentionally making characters ugly is a massive red flag because it shows focus on the wrong thing. Heroes should look heroic and unachievable. They should be exaggerations of human anatomy and something pleasing to the eye. Sure, you can make something frumpy, but don't be mad when no one but you shows up for it. Again, just like I said, you can make whatever designs you want. You can like whatever designs you want. But the objective reality is that a lot more gamers are going to be going this way than this way. And
no, they're right. He's right.
The sooner these studios...
And I don't think I've said this yet, and I think there's actually a very important factor to mention is that this does look more like a comic book style. Like the artwork itself, if you open up like an actual comic book, the characters, the models, the designs, they're more accurate. This is more of an accurate representation of that than this.
Start learning that, the better. And of course, looking at
it
Marvel
gives more
Avengers,
depth to the comic book
feel.
Feel exactly
So well.
For real, 100%. For real.
It's not going so well. Okay. In all fairness, they shut down the app recently, so it doesn't really.
In all fairness,
but anyways, it's just funny to compare the two.
In all fairness, they shut
also,
down, but why not?
There's a lot of goodwill going on with Marvel Rivals. Their development team is actually doing some work to fix issues in the community, especially when people are unfairly banned. They seem to
with like there have been a lot of issues with people getting like timed out, lagged out of games and everything like that, kicked out of games, and that ends up flagging them for like leaving games early and then they get banned. Yeah, I have seen that.
Interactive with people, and this whole situation would be even better if they could get rid of the Chinese censorship. But that's of course a very tough task for any sort of a Chinese company. But anyways, there was some other drama involving Nexus mods and, of course, Marvel Rivals as well. Now, if you know Nexus mods, you're probably not too surprised by what we're going to talk about in a second, but they are a very obnoxious modding community. They ban pretty much anything they deem offensible, and pretty much everything is offensive to them. And this was
I don't use Nexus mods.
So we have a
that's
Captain
fucking funny.
America mod here. Making Donald Trump Captain America. This is a very patriotic image right here. But
see, I will say the only reason why I can understand why Nexus mods or even like Marvel probably wouldn't want this on their game would be because it's not good to get political in a video game. Like, regardless of which side you're on or what side of the aisle you're on, whether you're pushing for a more leftist ideology or a more right ideology, even if you're doing it as a meme or you're doing it as an actual like realistic thing, it's still promoting one particular person and ideology over another one. Like, think about this for a sec. A 12-year-old playing this game would see Donald Trump as Captain America. That does paint a picture in their head, regardless of if it's meant to be like a joke or not. And also, it's whether or not the company themselves, more importantly, want to be associated with political ideals. And I don't think any game, regardless, should be associated with political ideals. I think once you bring politics into games, you start to divide it. You start to create divisive communities in it that are just shitting on each other for no fucking reason. Like, now we're gonna have people that are like, oh, it's just a fucking funny ass meme. Then you have people that are like, no, like, why would you have fucking Donald Trump as Captain America? It's one of those things where it's like, you've turned something that should just be that you've turned Captain America, not a non-divisive, good representation of like nationalistic pride, into something that is a divisive and now political topic. That's just disrespect. Yeah, exactly. Like, to a degree, it's also kind of disrespectful to Cap as well. Like, Captain, like, we know that you know what type of person Donald Trump is in terms of just like his act, not talking about his politics or anything like that, just like how he interacts with people. The way he interacts with people is a lot different than the way Captain America interacts with people. That's for sure. Yeah, exactly. And it's exactly as you're saying. I like my comic world separated from reality in all facets. It doesn't matter if it's left or right ideology. I just don't think it should be in video games, period.
Of course, knowing Nexus Mods, this had no chance. Absolutely no chance. And of course, eventually it was taken down.
Yeah.
Not too surprising. Like I said, they're very sensitive about many things. In fact, one time they actually removed a mod that removed trigger warnings in the Tomb Raider remastered editions, which is insane. And by the way, the trigger warning is the games in this collection contain offensive depictions of people and cultures rooted in racial and ethnic prejudices. These stereotypes are deeply harmful, inexcusable, and do not align with our values at Crystal Dynamics. Oh my god. Yeah, I bet the modern audience really enjoyed that one. Yeah, they got that upset about...
Wait. So, the mod company, the modding platform, Nexus Mod, removed a mod that erased the trigger warning. That's what I'm hearing here. That's a good thing, isn't it? I might actually be stupid here and not understand what's going on, but like... the trigger warning is the fact that it's the fact that there's depictions of ethnic prejudices rooted. The game in this collection contains offensive depictions of people and cultures rooted in racial and ethnic prejudices. Like, I don't know if you're removing, if the trigger warning is something that states something like this to kind of give the company a way out, or to say that, hey, this is just accurate, it's not our views, to say that there's a mod that gets rid of it. Yeah, I would get rid of that mod, because that is then painting the company in a bad light. Wouldn't that be? Isn't that right? Obviously, a mod is something that you download separately, so like it's the individual's choice whether to have it or not.
Mods
I don't know.
Removing that trigger warning, that they shut those mods down. That's absolutely insane.
That's like saying they got rid of a mod where they warned someone that they're going to be epileptic, that there are going to be a lot of flashing lights in case of someone might have epileptic seizures. It's literally like the same exact thing. That is a trigger warning on the same aspect, where a mod where say there's a mod that removes something like that, and then you have your friend over who's literally epileptic, plays the game because they don't see the trigger warning because you removed it because of the mod, and then they have an epileptic seizure from playing the fucking game. To really a personal preference if you're the one downloading the game and the mod. Yeah, it's exactly. And you're right. It is down to personal preference. If you don't want it, like, whatever. But that's also like, you're buying a product from a game company that they intend in certain ways for it to be handled. You know what I mean? Like, when you buy a car, they don't intend for, like, you're intended to use that correctly and responsibly. They don't assume that you're going to go out driving that car and drive it into your local McDonald's, you know? It's your personal preference and choice what you do with that car. However, they're expecting you not to do something that would potentially harm another person or defame the company in some way, shape, or form. I think a mod should be fun. A mod should be something that adds to the game experience, not something that's just like, oh, I don't like this, so I'm going to erase it. At least that's how I've always looked at a mod.
And not too surprising that they did the same thing here. I mean, they say that they're fighting against any mod that is against diversity, and I guess this one is against diversity in their own eyes. This is a classic example. If you don't like this, then just don't install the mod. It's really that simple.
It is.
But
He's not wrong. I get what he's saying, and I agree. If you don't want something, if you don't want to be exposed to something, don't expose yourself. But there comes a point where certain exposure becomes inevitable due to how it's distributed. At least in my opinion. Obviously, there are going to be people that don't agree with this opinion because they think that this should be allowed. I don't think it should be allowed. Not even on the process of being like, oh, I hate Trump. Trump's a bad guy. It's more just like, I think politics should literally just stay out of video games, period. Regardless of which side of the aisle you're on, even if it's as a meme, just leave fucking politics out of it, dude. Because politics are such a divisive and such a controversial topic in any subject we're talking about in society today, that if you bring it into a video game, it automatically makes it more divisive. And again, against diversity, if you're banning a mod that could potentially cause someone a seizure. Oh no. If you're banning a mod that gets rid of a trigger warning that could potentially cause like a seizure, for again, that was my connection, my comparison to it, then is that against diversity, or is that just keeping people safe? Well, yeah, and that's what and that I did say that because that is like that is my biggest point. And I thank you for agreeing with me on that one. But yeah, mods and that type of stuff should only add to the gameplay. It should never be something that's like, I want to edit this out because it's annoying type of thing. Like, realistically, how invasive is the trigger warning to your game experience? If it's that bad, then why did you buy the game? Type of thing. You can use the same logic Rev is saying here, where if you don't like it, don't pay attention to it. Where if you don't like the fucking trigger warning, just don't pay attention to the trigger warning, but you don't have to get rid of it, type of thing. Use that logic and flip it.
Dunking on Nexus mods in the replies to one of their latest tweets. They got absolutely slammed here.
Oh my god, what'd they do?
400 comments versus the 260 likes. Absolutely embarrassing.
All right, Gabby from Vegas, let's go ahead and pack your concentrate order. So our brownie batter went back in stock today. And
people saying, why are you banning a Trump mod? So utterly ass hurt that you ban a Trump mod. I can't wait till we get the Twitter picture stating you are shutting down. Where's my Trump mod? And so on and so forth. Yeah, they got dunked on pretty hard. And then DEG mods immediately came out and allowed this new mod for Marvel Rivals, doing what Nexus mods would not allow. And of course, it's this Captain America Donald Trump mod. And there's one more thing involving Marvel.
Again, I just think that's stupid. Again, I think that's stupid. Like, just, and this is what I mean now. This is exactly what I'm saying. See how this has become divisive, regardless of the intention. The person that probably originally made the mod probably made it as a meme. They probably made it as a joke. And I mean, that's what most people take it as. But you know what happens is, because you've now introduced a political figure into a video game representing a character that is supposed to represent a political figure or represent America, like, you have just made it more divisive. The fact that they got rid of it, they're allowed to get rid of it. But you going out and saying that that they can't do this, and then having another company, like, see how this all gets it now more fucking, and it just cascades into a bigger fucking shit show. Now it's just one group trying to trigger the other group and them responding back and forth by doing stupid shit rather than just focusing on the game, because that's what matters. Have fun. It's a fucking video game, guys. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? If people are not, it's just gonna, why even bother?
A lot of attention right now.
That is very disrespectful. Yeah, and that's what I mean.
All the wrong reasons. As you can see, here's the trailer for the upcoming release of
I saw this.
Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider.
Do we need to watch this? Is this really important? I think that's going to be it for this one. Hey, what is up? You are an absolute legend if you made it this far in the video. I really appreciate it. And if you could just do me one more quick favor, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps me out. I stream on Twitch Wednesdays to Saturdays, starting around 12 p.m. EST. And yeah, there's plenty of crazy unhinged madness that goes on over there too. So I hope to see you there, and I'll catch you in the next video.